Scrobotum.
I need 100.9. You made the entertainment GH. You met your friend entertainment Ghana. Nina Nekusiwa. Na midin ade Ola Kwaku Michael. So untimin kanina. Just call me Ola Bibia be fine. Me ni unya assemble ni bia. Na bara ko lafiya kuma nasa come sorry come on rana biu ko uku. Ya kare azumin na mun kare azumin nan yanzu ga no sai mu fara wani party kuma. Na san kaman kuma ya friends say mutane na da cikin kumasi in for me suna jin don shi mutane na cikin kumasi na ga sai o mi church mun nyina mi church obibia aha need 100.9 ena make no ubetimi ahwe o Facebook 100.9 FM Facebook need 100.9 FM Facebook need 100.9 FM na you will see snippets of the videos no so you better Instagram at need 109 FM and Twitter so at need 109 FM. Midi ed follow no ye be mama konya na mo ye mwaka mwadwene afa ho pese nyako Joe Metal you say or sending nyum bebre na ye Pentecost and Methodist hymns ni ade no. Some few minutes ye be makwa because Monday mentimi amakwa mo kire wadwen. Few minutes ye beti amakwa na watimi a kire wadwen no pese nyako ne Joe Metal issue no gospel for issue na sakra na ya ye no so. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, bagu.
Abuja.
Waje.
Yeah, niao. Wadama unim brava gwe. Radio no.
Okay. Waje.
Namisha pa.
Idiada.
Nice one. Yanko eni.
Don't me ga.
Afide loud and clear.
Ola first of all no. Obi nate no, aselo le chuja no, needless.
Okay.
Needless. Oya sa, odin tan na air2 gospel industry move. Because me am a tia meaning say your audience are Joe Metal appealing. And your audience are the likes of Obapa Christie, the Precious Nyako, the Dana Hamilton, whatever. Now be our audience are or appealing. And he said, "Oh, come when you know say, Ghana, you know, say, oh, gospel artists are international affiliate here. I think aspect no. There's a Bogumana, your mental health on going Tina, Okasa, na say. Oh, you see, it is a good film which are wouldn't to train at one because a human Obia on the side that you good. It is your mental or you good in terms of Brofunia, the international appeal when you have America. You could not say that you go to you into, of course, you be Ghana Tessa, a Casabian for this kind of people. I'm a Marco too. The foreign songs or and I buy local and say local champions or they can prove better more than the metal. And you know, size you know, be on the part with my playing to more respect to be at work. Not Munya Mui Bako, Ejabaco. That's all.
Nyamisha Bibre. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mini and Pacho. Udini baby akase free.
Chairman me Pacho, mini to Pachi, Masumo, Taifa.
Straight. You're going.
Thank you. Wait a minute, it's already if machine. Who say you better know why man? That means what?
Okay. Bebacho, Simubim.
Me say, let me keep a sorry, Tima, in your machine.
Yeah.
You buy not go buy it.
Yeah, bra.
Bebacho, I got put in the back it will be back.
Okay. Yes, now you be sa assembly, but one to the other, my main fa we na means and chim no asan for Adaro, Mr. Why? Mr. Hello, good morning. Hello, bra, good morning.
Good morning, Ola.
Abusam Pacha Bako there.
Boko,
nice one, you're going.
Look, you say, we are patient open hodo.
Why
not wait patient?
Okay.
Oh, and so Yabutre. Oh, if you are that's a hobby night one kind of bonus too. Oh, one kind of bonus too. Or strengthen your master at least. We have good management. We gospel who you have to good manager, so young manager. When you cry, so you better trade.
No better.
Yeah, because at least a lot of options be not lyrics, no, and you're good at. And so you'll be at the shaman. Where the boy not and pay ya, and so you make sure where he is. You are fruit be trap, mommy and show natural. Because you have the voice, not to sing. Oh, and you'll be gathering now, so by one that be. Oh, I saw my shop for no go to church for way fashion for everyone. Puta. Ni na be a costume there. And I road money dance so. And about what na money dance for should be a job bro. Puta. No, and say actually a gospel here. Now so a gospel where one way. Now be a man dey back up. Oh, say going in about so. Now bring that be. I don't know how many days I go to money to man go yi.
Okay.
Na ko nya bo tre. No. Aso no. Okoro ko wa fa ko yi.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's it. We bring Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Miriam, Pacha Odini, baby, I can say free. You're calling him.
A famous assembly, we play to domain.
Okay, yeah, dummy for a church.
When you say Ghana, no problem.
Sir, me the minimum.
I ain't the one issue. You can't pan or kind of. I can't say tomato not there. I'm not with the sister came. Money. I want to say, I can't know what kind of crowd almost not near to Bonnie to study all the confusion about two or many tomato in him. That was no way to. Not to tell you, star, the same thing. No, my order. And I'm a full star, and what the ticket count. It is a good ever can't answer where the bonnie and the same. You cook on what kind of.
Okay.
I am almost pushing my baby on year.
Okay.
You make no about how many years. Now, I want to say, I want to someone pay that you make a need to one person. Because of the higher blood, no. Come on, I had to do that. I'm not this and I can. This and I am kind of one to say, if there's a matter you don't know, you're going to do a film also. Daddy, but now I want to say, and I'm not international, not international. International.
And me that's me and Yamisha be on to come. Hello, good morning. I will say good morning, Pacho Dini, baby. I say Frada.
Hello.
Yeah, we say good morning.
Hello.
I will say good morning.
Morning.
Nice one. Pacho Dini, baby. I say Fini and Quenny.
Your friend call me.
Okay. About your ATO Collins. Hello? Collins are here. Hello, good morning. Pacho Dini baby Agase Fruadarma.
Ola Jabe Swan, good morning.
About your one?
I drop base one, good morning.
Yay. Pacho morning no Bokode.
Yamia don't plan here, pa.
Pacho and Quenny.
Okay, what the man said, somebody will argue say, as some would be cut at the buyer, no, wasn't right. But or the other. But my problem is that patience, just have patience. And you didn't know why exhibit to her. You are unique in your own way. Your method is also unique in your own way. Presenters really they will ask these questions, and then how you answer it will show how mature you are. I say, oh yeah, I don't know how to say, but on my daily say anymore. I decided the only geometry issue decided that I feel we have a shape. You understand? It wasn't right for you to even just walk out of an interview because that was your so Pentecostal song. And Pentecost, you should tell him to. So you catch it to the then you should be able to sing it. You understand? Okay. So I was saying, tolerance, not you know, so you, my man.
Adway?
Yes.
Yamisha Ati.
Yamisha was
Matimiwa Mediane. I was after the massive baby. They can wait me there for 020 862 26 sorry 862 968 986. Hey, I didn't make a number boom 020 868 2698 020 868 2698. Now they can making careful. Now mo me studio mu na ye share patience nyako na geometry issue no kakra na afi ya call your music business no so studio mu anopa mi wo minia Nana Poku Ashes aka Nana Ashes. Ashes, good morning.
Yeah.
And yenia it is instructive to know Sadiq Abu Abdullah, aka it is instructive to know CEO of 3 Music and 3 Media. Why near the 3 Media Network, right?
3 Media Network.
Oh, okay. Sadiq Akwawa. You win your first time. You say tree na near bro.
Oh, say tree
na there also country, right? An country no beko. na any opinion Persia audience were like for ye nim komogi to be ansana yetimi accord the main issues. Brawati.
Papa.
Good morning, Bimo.
Morning, Azay.
Adumo Nazo.
You go soon, Kakranka.
Brawati said, what follow patient Yako Nejo metal ne media interactions or money or money. I don't know if what's your observation so far?
Okay, so a few things. I think I would have loved to keep this thing on, but I want my person make us very audible. So let me just keep it here for now.
Okay.
Bem say December kuminu na my person make I hate to mostly nuanuma war industry na na me person me attack a man for. In fact, I even came out with I don't know whether to call it a phrase or BB that I call it like lions don't eat lions.
True. Guys, okay,
so sebi na di mundo sa obetimi am.
Oh, brother.
Oni has it my man punch back. And Pamcho mo amutie mama mfa say me di. Yes. These are things that me and Socrates will do. So Pamcho bebre. Mama be fan World Cup. But who himself Socrates don't mean can be says but let me start off with something I've seen. Meba and it's still connected with Patience Nyako. Me who video be on social media. I watch it on social media. I want to believe say one Becky any during a view.
Okay. And now we be going to see that more and no if who they all kind of problem.
Okay.
It's about just 1 minute.
That's fine. That's fine. Wait me. So why already I'll bet me.
Okay. Bonuses here.
Okay.
Then they will have a
well, as all your preparation just to get the video. Okay, I think so. I say I ready. All right.
Okay.
Yes, so into
Is that a Methodist song or a Pentecostal song?
What do you mean by this question?
But I'm asking you because you say Joe Metal and Pentecostal and Methodist no also quote.
And it's now can say Joe Metal has about 40 songs now.
No, it was actually a research that Ghana Weekend put together, and it's online. About 40 of his songs.
You know what? You can ask 60 to it for it to make 100 songs. Which of them do you know? Don't push me. Thank you.
Bravazi. Asem Nino.
Okay, so
yeah.
I wish this is radio, but I'm more than answer translate video no.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to because it's in a form of audiovisual. But me person maybe be paint picture no in the form of audio na man for okay. You see, me share a video no. The first question that came to my mind is was that a skit? And now Mario and no more no. And now it was an interview. And when I say a skit, I said you I want to skate and I say I was you and more ye sini omutimi di agron kitten bi no de gu in a form of video near. So I was asking myself say in Mario were they making a skit of near akoso about Patience Nyako and then your kafa gospel and you for Joe Metal.
No, skating most likely be to say the other teacher could you know.
Exactly.
Issues no not.
Yeah, so I mean I was asking, but if say a interview na omo ya. Now I think that it was very, very, very appalling. Say I don't know whether they're trying to ridicule.
It come across as if it was a ridicule.
You see, asema abano sebisebio. We nya asema yedidi agro say. This is a very serious issue. And I've spoken to a number of people. Maybe I course now and I make come as a because about just trying to do a bit of background. And let me say this, you see, all this while, I am who Patience Nyako say sebio. And I'll be very blunt. I am who from the past interviews, I am who say sebi na dreamu hakakra na dreamu no. But you see, Nia Akwasu Sisiano, I've changed my stance. I think the girl is very deep and is very, very, very intelligent. Okay. And she's been exposing even people who are interviewing the so-called hosts and presenters, which they don't even see, say, the girl is making you people look, say, you're supposed to have knowledge, you don't have knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I've spoken to, starting from Christian Ejay Frimpong, I've had a discussion with him. Okay. And I use words like, okay, maybe I wouldn't use it on radio. But there's a word that I said to him. Me can't say, brah, Penny. He said, I said, maybe I'm sorry, no, and I'm saying, yes, this is how I feel. I think, sir, you're hosting, because this whole thing started from you. Your hosting was not good. Quite fast, so I'll host you in. And that's why when Mr. Amika said, I hate to talk about brothers in the industry. Because, you see, I thought it'd be kofa asemba na si edi asemna. Asemna and commander yedino. The questions that we are supposed to ask, the interrogation that we're supposed to, we don't do. The right questions that we're supposed to ask. That's why you see sometimes you have people, when you are interrogating people, asking questions, a tearfoni be a sebioma dreamundo can say, oh, as soon as we do a two no. Where a two no. Because that's what we know here in Ghana. The best thing we know is that Obi Bisa Semtia, oh, you two no, so Bibia onim. But you see, if you don't ask the right questions, that same people too, but they'll turn around and say, Onimshi. The questions that Sebi, Obi, and an individual person's opinion. Mm-hmm. Ola, maybe my opinion. Yeah. My opinion should not be mistaken to represent entire industry. That's true. A brand here be and an interview. Na brand here say, gospel dear bano ebia Ghana hanumwa. Gospel no no dio huni na ye Joe Metal. This is what you say. And the host was sitting down. He did not interrogate the issue. He did not even, based on what? Is it your individual opinion? Miko siya wajina make come myself. Who made Sebi Joe? And Joe Metal is a fine composer, performer, whatever. Singer. No disrespect to him. But you see, sometimes we try to personalize the issue. So when the issue is nice, I say I can't cry. We are not saying it. Yeah, this has nothing to do with maybe the person of Joe Metal. But it's about Asema Obiakan. That is misconstruing to stand for an industry. Mm-hmm. Joe Metal does not represent the gospel industry. That's what everybody should get. And you see, not to make it personal, maybe a Joe Metal, but I'm saying, sir, even if you are looking for current gospel artists or reigning, Joe Metal is not the current gospel artist who is reigning. If anything at all, it is Diana Hamilton who caught the Ghana Music Awards, which over the years we can even use as a benchmark. Because some of this noise that we are making about Joe Metal is also because of what he did. He won at the Ghana Music Awards. She won 3 music awards. Exactly. And all the awards came. So that's what you use as a benchmark. And now more if there's any measurement, those are the things that we use. And Obiako can say, as soon as we it's like more or less the only person. Ghana. Exactly. But we did not interrogate the issues and say it's a massa. And yafa Joe Metal. So since when Joe Metal became the only gospel artist in this country? You understand? So the girl was trying to ask questions. Say, Munja no. But it's not only Joe Metal that is gospel artist here. That is just the question the girl is asking. Which you and I, when we sit and we're asking, those are the questions that the hosts, presenters were supposed to do. They are not doing it. And it'll be assumed, and not because I can say, Joe Metal, then your mom out in method is in the gospel. Is that a fact? Joe Metal, two Methodists are not on two. Is that a fact? On two, come and correct and says, oh, Joe Metal, by no. On two Pentecost for Nyumda, on two Methodists for Nyumda. The girl said that. Nyaminim. And it's all 2 Methodists only. On to that, let's correct it. Nyaukan is wrong. And we have even presenters. You forcing apology. Said the on the patch or say why can't we are forcing apology from the girl. When the person will be making statement, say Joe Metal is the only gospel artist in this country. Did you force apology from that person? No. Because maybe you are in the camp or you tilt towards Joe Metal. And you see, I'm even disappointed in Joe Metal, And maybe when I have the opportunity, me also meet to entertainment review, I will also say my mind. I'm disappointed in him because you see, Asema by only a can I'm expecting say by now Joe Metal will come out and say, look, we are all one as gospel artists. Because say when I'm secular for you see, I can say gospel for a don't know mumua. People don't believe it. But you see what is going on. One said Joe Metal up to now on Kasai. By now you should have come out if there was unity. Because I'm sure even Shatawale and Mr. Kwadia and Stoneboy, they would have come out by now to say that look, we are all one. What you said about Shatawale or Stoneboy, blah blah. Gospel Joe Metal at Honum say. You see the hypocrisy. You have kept quiet. And I've heard people who have said that they've made approach on
near studio on Friday. And then they change it.
It doesn't have to come and change. I'm saying that by now she should make a statement and say, look, Seminiano, because when who Joe Metal and who I can kind what say people are dragging the girl down the mud. They are not about come and say, oh look, we are all one. Let's say near patients in Pokano, waiting, Monfan Cheno, na bako, and yet ne bonus no cano. Because it's now enjoying to his benefit.
Enjoy.
Yeah, he's not saying anything. You should just sit there. But you see, what goes around comes around. Yeah. You understand? So everybody should keep quiet and we should all paint as Nyako said you. Or no girl, no dear, we crashini, and we name she, but we should sit there. Everybody, people who are, because Obiako could track a portion of interview, and they are to social media, and I will share, and I will criticize, go and listen to the entire interview, where they call someone who is supposed to be an industry person, who even knows. Said you host, intimate busa question. Said you when busa question as a host, so busa no. Wouldn't say took patience to ask her because the person at the point almost in that same block of interviews somewhere almost on pakune kasa no because they think that the person anima dear or nim and now pakune kasa no can bibi about enyum which for me na metiwa sebisebu nyanse nyina ni mitim but I would have asked because the person talked about language and the person used language and says so Ghana gospel music because they do it because someone fa brofo and to and Ghana gospel new baby ano unim post net your anka he na patience na so obusa question nti me ma no osi okay obusa oni ba ko ne say masa wa wo kan sa asem no nti igwe na hete ye no na ye de nkasa na omode to ye gospel bebre wo Ghana hanu ma ba hete anya brofo kasem Ghana fo asa and no dear now kind. Go back to people in the secular magic systems when they were singing Amulanga and all those songs. Go and take Mayway. So, and I always cite this favorite example of mine, Yusundu, Billy Ma. Was it sung in English? But it's a beautiful it's won so many awards. Inti when host Uti Hornum say, na Ubi kansem, umo kansem ne tra umbisa, and it was Patience Nyaku, that same girl who ebi abakase onim hwe no, and I know ubisa or interrogate you ni pako no. You understand? So it is the problem too has to do with the fact that yan so aye host program. Aye near Pia and ama Patience Nyaku looking, and you see the same presenters ni host no, and ya sanko sinkonya, and ya estre girl no. Okay, so can you sing? You see the sensible thing. The girl said, I say, okay, you said 40. Go and add 60. I'm even adding 60 to it for you. Or count Yansasem.
And I say, which one can you also sing?
Exactly. But you see, you think that we are ridiculing the girl. We should listen to people sometimes when we are interviewing them and see that. No wonder when the Sheikh Kojina Akache said, we ask what damn questions and all that. And you see, people have been saying that to us, that sometimes you people you ask very stupid and dumb questions. We shouldn't think that we know it all. Sometimes the people we interview to, they also have something to say. If we pay attention, we notice that Nipano. You see, asemba kwa me we masem crown. Okay. Me papa can say me chair mama me futu. You say, "Oh, unam kwa una say okoto bodan for." No ya dear. Ube ka say bi akwa no abodan, ba ugina ho na hwe ni din, bonsa ni nyama ni bia o ye no. Ube gina busa wo hu say akwe waboda ma na onimyansa There are some of the things that you see, even those crazy people, so-called mad people, by the roadside, they do some of the things you realize that, Aquano, I know I'm here because I say Kedebo down for, but I'm in it here. You understand? So, for me, I think that we're being unfair to patience. Nyako. We should, yen tiasem see it before we pass judgment on it.
Okay, bravo, see that say, Ashes, yeah, more that particular part now, a month for so the judgment, you know. I'm beginning this whole debate, you know. Then more near from the Nafi, also brand Nafi, and your main discussion.
Christian,
country now we're having about 2,000 over gospel musicians.
I don't want people to say your friend is Joe Metal Kwani gospel musician. The real Omoye Joe Metal, no Joe Metal on do way. I'm telling you, the real person who peja Joe Metal could do baby no. Or your gospel musician on do way. Mo my guy no problem. I'm telling you. Yes. When it comes to bro for nyum Joe Metal ne bro for nyum yes say. Enya Pentecost nyum na Joe Metal nyum. Eto. Say ya kase Methodist ne na se for nyina kase mamon to nyum bi mu a. Joe Metal ne stand baba be yes. How about yana ye tronyum? Look at musicians so man kasa tronyum e wo Ghana ha. Should not see, should I not have metal, just blessing. What be you because he ain't cabrafo. It's before and Diana.
Yeah, we have for the same way this portion in and say Agakofa and sending in a banner. A bimu, a do a bimonim Tiania, then Ashes, young coin.
Okay, maybe fair free. The person in subject or the way controversy in about which is Alodia. What Alodia actually was saying is or no as a businessman. Say, oh, put up a concept, oh, baby, or one. So that's all your Ghanaian, like I said, the typical Ghanaian gospel concept. Okay. Oh, yeah, people from other countries. Okay. And patronize it more like, say, the all year a Joe Metal concept. And only your own opinion, the stance, no, he's a businessman. Papa, we just have friends, yeah. So, yes, 3 music awards are only and particular people of form because they will give him mileage or what I say. So, the businessman's opinion is different from how we would see the music business in general. What I say, no looking from the concert, the bar, and to let's be fair to Alodia. That's his opinion and that's where he stands. And our patients will say, or feel say we are making Joe an idol, which is not supposed to be like that. That's patient's opinion. And I think say the idea here quite by it's if you ask it's very needless. Because we are there we have to support all of them to get to where they want to get to. Now let's look at it from the biblical sense. Nyame somno na afedi here another competition. And the person who know first and who know second. What is their main core? Okay. Of they're supposed to propagate the gospel. Until whom we know say a competition between them. One will be Phyllis say ABI you who said Joe he's probably enjoying the mileage. Okay. It's helping his cause. Do you know by now the numbers, social media, the idea? Also true article on social media say music business has to do with a lot. It comes with bragging, it comes with so many other things. Yes, we understand that. But at the end of the main core Nankasan is gospel. Which I believe so should have taken a cue from what Brack said. They shouldn't be the ones fueling the thing. What are they fueling? What competition are they creating? To become what? What I say? It gives me that understanding, say, then there's some kind of enmity from time out. Oh, industry. Joe Winnie, the gospel artist of the year. That same year that patience also on. If you look at the thing very well in context, there probably might be some anybody, and I say, oh yeah, will be every baby now. Okay. You only said they were patience cast and maybe a year will be when you no patience share not journey. Exactly. I can was I watch not dream. But why are people making the thing look like chinchini and what's all cast? Okay. Maybe stand on Obi to me because I want it. Also, share what with no insult. But when you go on social media, people are insulting. What are you insulting her for? If you cry friend a local musician. Okay. Anyway, piece of FM, Joy FM.
Bebacho, my main board tea phone kai say you're Christian, a Jeffrey Pong, General Manus, pursue tea the Okana Sana.
Saa 2 stations yi. So what here cheer? Oh, Obafu said you back on a higher send back on. But we critical analysis of the two now. Obehu be a back jina back on sujina. And found any pay any ebia in business sense no, not back on drew back on.
Okay.
What you say? And the American is almost no one apply people. Ye peep your mama ye.
Bigger than the other.
Sadly, a cool one. I say, this is all right. But for the two of them, no, I was expecting both of them by now to condemn both statements and talk saying, oh no, nyamisung na yesum. I did when we have phantom chain yesum yami. But for other people who are knowledgeable in the gospel, also to be writing and to be propagating this thing, no, what is the sense in this? Nyansa ben pa na when you are a Christian anymore. What I say, to me, I don't see any sense in what the Christian community is doing. And it's time, from who the leaders in Christian community, you know, should step into this thing before it gets out of hand.
Okay. You Mr. Christian say Namani. Christian, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Bacho boko there.
Yeah, Nyamia Domboko.
Na anopai yeah. Komo e dinam say ebi afa ho apese we ano.
Oh yeah. Debiano, yeah, you can say lions don't eat lions. You understand?
Send and then the own baby a statement is 33.
And then hold on. And then I'm say Saturday show me air trend yeah, because me try to dream and you've been a director, me I should go that way. Me and I'm in production team try to say now as it seems say a neglected gospel for a very long time. So we should do something to push the gospel up there. Obia mema obia tapre. And a jumana ye no me hija bio and a training me. Yesua fi obia ho. So I say and after me show no, I was just listening to you. People started calling me say, me tieni, na me tieni because I told you say and I remember because I was doing na begin come and I heard what he say is and a host meet one one country and a host meet one country. Oh my friend will be from UK. Watch them now, Jimmy. I was in radio, so Emma on your interview, Emma another Samuel baby, so Pesafo, Ola, you yourself, and Kazakoti, Mammy, Mr. BB. It's your basta. Are you trying to tell me, Sanakoti, want to say, Sabio, Ebia, the old Arabia, one Piastia, now, you understand? We are all learning from one another. We should be united. Yes, they were already coming on radio, like they present Tanis to all one, can't they present Tanis to all? And then Miss me, I can say, allow to send council one year fair to me. This is the issue that one issue. What say I love his submission or but the point is that AB Abeka said, and I present Tanis to one country, and I present since that I didn't do anything. I did my interview in Ipanese language and a barrier. Obia bem to say the language barrier there and you're not going to so and a barrier. That doesn't mean that you already have been part. So lions don't eat lions and lions don't eat lions. We should understand that to be this possible, you call your boy, truly you called me, and then your man only mechanic off air. Papa the Aquatic radio was a he's a senior man, and this time I think that he wasn't fair to me. And no, I'm not happy with the way senior man
okay.
Present talent to one country. No, we are all learning.
Okay.
And or you're the best and perfect presenter on this earth. No, we are all learning from one another. You understand? Last night I was with Abio for almost 3 hours on phone. And he didn't come on. What is it? And he said, I can see who and the words I will use you, I can't use them on air. What polishing on our side, and I present an issue on our country, No, I mean, Ola, I know they have to be frank with you. I'm really bad about that.
Okay. Christian, me pacho, Radio Bro, ma command to you, and pacho fetch. I understand. Unim.
What frame who is senior man, my interview. Now people are talking about it. Obia on the angle, I direct you Obia to take it from any angle. I'm telling you that those videos are circulating on social media. No? I don't talk for media general. I'm speaking like as Christian against inform, not the host of even any gym. No, but meaning say all the videos are circulating on media. General didn't edit and post them or put them on social media. One might be a more fun na Miami producer man or Ajiman and senior bina circulating in Japan so picking it from last week or last week and airport and you mean I direct to be on picking it and then
okay
Obiani and Planet if you have can say after the interview she felt no then I'm going so
Christian, mami misa we minia, mami misa we. After a interview, no ne discussion across your studio ni no. Ocean near course is here now. Oh no, like how do you take it? Who feel yourself?
Ola, I'm not. I don't know. Me person, me. Even who hear me on Facebook, me post BBR concerning this whole thing. You understand? I don't know about me. So say. Patient, no, don't let me commit myself.
No,
whatever patient said, I said you met also asking. Now I was expecting even that very show. No, I wanted Joe to come on the show. I booked Joe Metal, patient, MOG, and then Nasi. And later, no, Kumsen, the manager, one Kumsen. Yeah, China, he never got back to us. But I said, even patient, to be frank with you, patient, Nanka, maybe and call Mafra, and all by and emoji disappointed. And we had a nice show. But I said, they discussing any no, but couldn't me PA. But I said, because of question, and I said, the way our patients, yes, and any work for, but the way I done it, no was so. And now about doing something, about it. But that doesn't mean, say, me host now, Mr. Hona, ABR, maybe some questions, say, we. Me find some panelists. It came as a panelist. Now what bisa ask them or a resource person. What bisa another question. That doesn't mean say present any exam and I don't know anything. And present any to when we start present any to and this is the bisa question. Mama say on some radio senior interview. Sometimes we even give you opportunity to ask questions.
That is true.
We don't even know what we are doing. So please, that one there.
Okay, Christian. Emsa, you have expressed your disappointment, but unfortunately, was sorry kakra nti nanka me percent ono ene udinko, but was sorry kakra nti no de pache na.
No, my hosting wasn't terrible. My hosting wasn't terrible.
Obianka say terrible minia ema sa asem ni nche omu. Obianka say terrible. We are
helping each other. Me akwesi oni say me I look up to him. But so framing.
But unim Christian, dia kano ye ni nkasa on.
Ola, can you hold on?
Masaya me you from man's shame.
I won't do that to you. I'm really happy.
I know. No, yanko.
And the rest of your team.
All right. Me da sinyami sharp aminia. Abotoyem. I was for you near Christian a Jeffrey Pona and say one no ne I mean the feelings about the asthma in your opinion with Sawajikan. Daniel Nana Kwesi Jemfi was say Brakwesi, I don't agree with you on this one. What do you want Joe to do? Is it by force to come out and talk? Mustafa Khalid was say for example Umuza bra me dem de all can Nana Dubachi senior Shaggy. Akosi Abwadi is making my morning wonderful. Ewonam Perez also the lady went overhead. Let's see people in the face and tell them the truth. Prisla YS Asante, what she said was true. Tikaba Kwame Aiso, I'm sure some of you are ebe kakra. Bernard Bafu, Ola, what Patient Nyakun said actually is someone standing for made in Ghana, as we have to enjoy our own music and own it. Potato, would you eat mashed potatoes against fufu and prekese and groundnut soup? Brad, why wouldn't you send me fufu? They made choose potato anytime. Yeah, I will always choose my fufu. Ben, I'll say, please. Yeah, I've seen the correction. Don't worry. Patient Nyako is right. What is brofo? What is brofo is not our language. Tikaba Kwame Aiso. I mean, what is brofo? Maybe Prem will say, Ola, we can't. Okay, all right. Freeman Pacho checking mommy. Why? Sophia Atta, I say, Kosia Bwaji, you do all this morning. Fred echoed Dogan. There is no sense in what. Okay, mankind. Yeah, me there, mankind. Okay, Sadiq. When you crowd and not here, the no crowd, the main discussion, and at time you Sadiq. I mean, your fair observation about this whole patient Kakrebina,
truth is that I haven't really made sure that I'm apprising myself with a lot of the details on the back and forth. I'm seeing things happening, but I haven't really apprised myself with exactly what's going on. So
okay, that's
we hard to really comment on the hard facts of it.
Okay, Bragovi, Abisa, Yenia Bema Kofi Donko, Celestine Donko, Kunu, and or birthday, and one dear Kakrama, and Celestine Donko, no, and Sababe, and Sabe, he's here. Bragovi,
yeah.
Why am I bro from me training to papa? Okay, anyway, Bragovi, tell me, I also observe me, so also actually be kakra about this whole impasse between patients and fans of Joe Metal.
Me that's be pamcho before me kasa asem no ho bibi no ma me na abusiafo na fofo adofo asofo mpenifo I mean all the people who made my wife's birthday yesterday special no me kan cho mo se nyame enhira wo mo fi se be ma ware for there se wo yira ni ji a na je se won so woni age I think your fulfillment is in your happiness of your wife and me da wo mo nyina se nyame enhira wo mo nyina
Pawanim
bloggers no more worry no more ka ho me ka mini you je ka ho asem me pacho I think with the issue no you kakra gospel for ya in this past few days but me no asem no my tear both sides. And unfortunately for me or unfortunately for me, both sides in the answer me number for me and so I'm very careful. And I always want to put things where they are supposed to be.
Okay.
I want to be as truthful as possible. I don't care who I hurt, but I think the truth must be said.
Okay.
I don't blame Patience Nyako. I don't blame Joe Metal. I don't blame Christian. I blame Ubinete. And I told him in the face. And I even wrote it on Facebook. He started this very unnecessary argument. We don't want to know who is best. This is the kingdom of God. It's kingdom business. We are saving souls for Christ. It's, Paul says Apollo watered and I came to do what? So there is no need to say that this one is best and that one is not best. It's none of them. I don't think the issue should also be that who goes international. I mean, what I initially heard was that Joe Metal is the only international artist. And I said that is a palpable lie. Because Sonny Badu was the first international export we got in the gospel fraternity. If I'm lying, correct me.
I think you are not lying, but you are forgetting where you are.
Where am I?
You are speaking too much brofu to my ears.
I can't me blame for all this. And I told him,
okay.
We don't need this. In fact, even if we are looking at like Brackers says, looking at the pointers or the one number one as we speak. In fact, even now we are a friend is 3 music awards. On one side winning gospel art of the year. It is a case and I'm a wife winning gospel song of the year. Of course, I don't know all her prayer and empire so be winning gospel song, not a gospel art because she has her own reason. But that's not the issue here. So you can say you pay artists, we should be talking about Diana Hamilton. I agree totally with that argument. Until I think say common call yes and a Joe Metal will a brofonium here and a Patience Nyako to a brofonium and all those me visa hunya. Akra na Jesus here mono. That should be our focus. When they are a year free and I think say Obinete where you will be on also your gospel hoduma. Bibi wo ha meka che na he should realign.
Pacho or no pacho or more money no why hwan.
Oya djuma o Vision 1 FM wono akasa so otonwom pa obi tonwom oya djuma Vision 1 oya morning show no
okay
otonwom me and my but me feel say bro ha we ehun hia And now me feel so say near Brakwesi kan no. A mirror so say was a Joe efa phone friend in Yaba. No ka say near koni nyina no mate but ehu hia.
How do you know Sibia wa dada? Sibia no a friend.
Me nya sure me nyini.
What check it?
Me check it ba me nyini. Okay. Me check it ba me nyini say waye.
How about the other way around?
Say patience so be friend. Me ni patience kumi. Akasa Monday me am free kumi. Na me catch say asem wa e kono. Patience asem wa ka no. Ebi anase dodo na me ne ya adwen du kwan bi so. Edu baabi. Me mbisa me say me nkyere de wo hena me ne ya adwen because me nkyere. Me ne ya adwen du baabi.
But me ne ya adwen say Jumet Nkwanye the biggest international gospel star we have. I know you are
international international dey make kura medical aka. And na medical aka say and
this question between Kwesi Otin and Joe. Who was first to launch out?
Kwesi Otin, I guess.
No, the thing is this.
I mean, I'm only asking not to start any this thing.
Joe Ache was system
from
what system
time on or the other thing.
Yeah. From so we
what how about Danny Nete? Is it because he's not alive? We don't mention his name.
Oh no, Nete Joe Nete.
No, I understand issue now. And I'm the
true.
How about Danny Nete?
What do you know, Papa?
And I don't know why don't we mention him as the originator?
Sentina all kase nipa no already asem no on that creative problem.
One that creative problem in your mind. Obinete that creative problem in your. But there me yan so obinete so be sim ne ya kase onye no vum so ntum se wa carbon. Oko Facebook and the post away nyina say on there still was Joe Metal no best.
I don't know so
no.
I don't know I say no so GT.
That is his opinion. It's his opinion. But it doesn't mean so. Me tiase ne o kan me tiase. No opinion no. One no opinion what GT fine. But no opinion no win so. And for obi ba Christo no. What is the opinion that win so?
When you know your own now for the non so afane there. You have won the so.
You
don't need to argue. Okay, so but we start arguing.
Ashes, my could
be. Missy open at a point now, yeah, no. And check it out now. I'm glad you. I don't make her. I just make us say we need fun. And she occur be a man kwa Jim. Ya penny a check crabba yesu kwa Jim. And only the core mandate of gospel.
Okay.
The gospel is about winning souls, depopulating hell and populating heaven. And I am your mission. It is all kind of say we na timoso. What me so sasem na wo kan atwe okraba atwe krabia ba Jesus so.
How do you know say atwe
okrabi na wo de wo ti wo ya kasa se mi gire wa wo ebe wo kasa wo ba jama kwa ma Yesu ni me. Dabi. Eti me visa no na ya asem wa an na ya ade a e wo se ya ka ho asem.
Yeah, that's bra Kofi donko ne yire ne Celestine donko. After abusa momi akwa your music business discussion so we too big a topic say you be serializing of.
Interesting.
It's yeah. They started free.
Interestingly, audiences. Sometimes we be no people. You see, say we are discussing
yeah, music business.
It is not yeah. You see the friends viral video emoji bia cat be obi as no I'm sure somebody's using
baby now you know
they like the titillating content.
Why would they do here to come and tell us instructive and
no, but some titillating things in the patients.
Sadiq say yeah, I guess also we yet team build the industry.
No, that's true.
Say if we have yeah you see a bit the listeners no penkwa na be ya yet team koye ni. It's in a bia ye bet titillating the sensational thing kakra but we have to educate them. For example, obi are starting music. He needs to understand that yes, he can be free about. And in these difficult times, how do you survive? Anyway, Sadiq, I'll start from but my message can be through here Totona Mimra also. Sikaba se mensumin country. Sikaba me sure say me country. No what the agreed or say what Mrs. Nyakun said was really on point and a day her back wa Fami Ajma why can't we tolerate each other? Is this same act of intolerance that is creeping in our body politics? We all know the same and must not think same. Let's agree to disagree and be tolerant. Yeah, Timinia. Juliet Edu Buama. Ubisasa, why should Jometo call Pishenyako? She has to call according to just to trash himself. Bernard Bafu, Ashes, Danny Netepa, the originator. Hey, Reggie Bubefu. Reggie Bay.
I'm talking gospel.
Hey, But the gospel and yet hip life. Mauliaba, he should call her for what? Joe does not even want to be involved in this kind of things. And you are speaking like you sleep with him anyway. Regan Owusu clothing or say, was what Patience said comments that draw people to Christ? Brakofi.
And make us, and you know, that whole argument, you know, is unnecessary. That is my point.
Anyway, Sadiq, yes, starting free here. Okay, so now we are in a very difficult situation. They say, you know, if we are singing now, music is suffering. I mean, from what I read, I think music is losing, the music industry across the world is losing over $200 billion because of this thing. But if you say, yes, it's an opportunity to rebuild and look for other sources of revenue. So you're starting free here. Before COVID, now your sources of revenue for a musician, now a hit for no music free.
Now, for musicians, they almost sources of revenue. If we streamings and music sales.
Okay.
And what we call live performances, royalties, royalties for mobile music and amount for using for commercial use or I mean to license it, and endorsement and our commercial tie-ins. The different commercial tie-ins. The boy say brand be a for artists with just McBerry biscuit and now you must sign Stone Boy. That's what we call commercial ties. Into winning assured revenue lines, you know, for musicians.
Okay.
We need assured revenue lines for
live
musicians.
Performances, streaming, album sales, royalties, endorsement, or commercial ties.
Commercial ties. But beyond that, so there are other derivatives you can drive from it. But I don't know, directly for the music. Something that you use that you saw on any personality, you saw on the content, and now you see these days, you know, because of YouTube, we're creating, a number of things to continue to generate, revenue, and yet directly from the music.
Okay.
But they can leveraging. Okay. But when you assured lines are revenue lines are available to for.
Okay, Ashes. So. Minim say will be at the as sources of revenue for musicians, you know, apart from live performances, streaming, album or music sales, royalties, endorsements, and the other leverages, you know. Would there now also social sources of revenue?
Merchandising, one factor. Another side, and so social media. You know, you can make a lot of revenue out of social media, brand ambassadorial, as charity. You can actually make money out of charity if you're
charity.
Yes, if you're smart. A lot of musicians make money doing charitable work and organization. And then teaching.
Teaching.
Yes. Lecturing. Most outside, a lot of these musicians, some are lecturers and some teach kids and all that. Some organize symposiums, seminars, and all those things. They make a lot of money from it. So if you're consultation, if you're asking, if you're smart, I'll be times like this, I be anywhere. Although you know, you have to just be creative because you see, Sanya at the end for a very long time, this is how the world will be. Let's not kid ourselves. Say, by December now, no. The OTA expect analysis are the way about a part and parcel of us. It's not going anytime soon. Even if they find the vaccine now, what would take Ghana? Time in the bedroom, so you know, what are you going to do? To say even the international expectation say this thing is going to vaccine cry. They are likely to look at it from 2021. So it tells you that from now to 2021, then I'll be as a musician. What talent in the bay thing? Because see, as a concept, another who be young quarter. Trust me, a lot of people are still scared. Me say, don't have any need command and say, if you ask for a background, I'll say, share. At least until some so many vaccine, and I'm so movie. So there's a lot of people who are carry opinion. All over the world, concerts have cancelled. The live, the most powerful events company, which is Live Nation. They've cancelled all their gigs to 2021. Yes, AMF cancelled all their gigs to 2021. So it tells you that even the big nakra omukra bit me up vaccine and they are protecting omukra cancel. So what are you locally no? Then I also be here. These are
this topic area ban. Okay, Bragovi.
Papa.
Yeah. Also where your job be woman na
sources
of revenue.
No.
Okay, yeah, the next question. She said if when sources of revenue, as in this COVID period, no, the Lucy.
Oh, baby.
Okay, so yeah, live performances.
Live performances off for now.
But live performances, no, who so my virtual. But on the virtual performances too.
Virtual. No good news. Kakra minim sisi and say I think Facebook is developing something. They are omo ye BBA. Ubetumi a ticket event online. Yeah, virtual event until you pay before you watch. So I know the bonfire say at least a bit when you are apart from the work in live performance concert the a film. Next one I nim say ebia a live performance is fast why ebinya and also cross and the online korea and no there is completely out of the system.
Say maybe baby also a day full consequence from now COVID might the opportunity to rethink has to do with making money on virtual platforms.
Now me catch will be say na me you be din komo be na me catch say tete no na your business ni gina cantamanto any kejetia say online dynamics that's completely. Now it's more a number of games. I mean you have to understand the numbers. You have to be able to interpret numbers. Me pay BBPA or YouTube. YouTuber, it always give you analytics. So you are able to study your analytics and know where to target and where to go.
It is the kind of music
exactly. It tells you your kind of following, the kind of people who are watching, even the device they are using, locations that they are. A man a shame to do, and a man a dimachi to do, and a man a dimachi. This now it's becoming more scientific. You have to really understand that.
When you with the South African artists, did it reflect? Did you have South African following?
This is it. Celestine's ministry in Africa started from South Africa. Into what you be no,
he has the element
of South African element, because the first collabo was turning around and it was recorded in South Africa in 2014. And she featured a South African on that song.
Market was South Africa.
So she has a market in South Africa.
So virtual concerts this year now. It will move beyond Ghana to other countries, including South Africa.
Let me tell you this. Until January 26th, let me name a country be or Riasia your friend Saint Eustatius. Me my friend is this Celestine's and I'm saying yes. Okay, is she available on 15th May? And I'm saying, okay, what is it? Okay, we want to book it. And I'm saying, from where? Was it St. Eustatius? The number came as +1. So I thought it was a state in the US.
State, yeah. Okay.
So I asked that, which state? And I said, no, it's a country. I'm saying, a country? Who are your neighbors? Was it St. Kitts?
Yeah, there's a country called St. Kitts. Airline nation, small. Some have affiliation to Martinique. Some of them have affiliation to France. Some of them to
Netherlands. We're Dutch. We're Dutch. They said it's a Dutch island, but they speak English.
Now,
Suriname for
so me beside say, which of Celestine songs do you know? Then he started singing bigger. Then he said there is one that the people are really loving it now, but the name, all we know is Bread of Life. And I realized it was Agbebolo.
Yeah.
Then he said, turning around, and she did this turning around in Kenya, and it went viral. I mean, even we checked last night on Kenya, the one who posted it first in Kenya has done more than almost 2 million views in Kenya.
The one who posted it
first on Facebook.
But you have the content ID, so you are on Facebook.
On Facebook. No, I have pulled the content to YouTube.
Okay.
And they were telling me that they've been singing that song in churches and they sent me videos.
And you don't even know
Saint Eustatius. We were supposed to be there on 15th May, actually.
And we sit here and say,
well, that's another conversation for another day.
I'm trying to say a bit to me solutions, not to dwell on the challenges anymore.
Yeah.
As you say, Facebook, what I checked, where there's this Canadian musician or a virtual concert. And Facebook actually sponsored it. They paid him money to do it.
Yeah, so Facebook no more different countries or more autonomy in terms of in terms of marketing. It to depend on some country. Every country, as much as we one big overarching marketing strategy, every country more different strategies in terms of how to make themselves relevant in the market.
Okay.
So you'll see that Google is more active in Nigeria, YouTube is more active in Nigeria, than YouTube is more active in terms of actively cutting the industry here. You know, so beyond any strategy. So you see Facebook will do some of these things in certain markets. In Ghana, no, maybe they are yet to really have an agency in the space in Intina. But opportunity is on YouTube. So Celeste Donko say, no, armed with the information, say, we are following what Itashos, South Africa, Kenya, no. The moment you're trying to do with a friend saying, well, virtual concert, you know, then you can click and say, oh, you can subscribe to here, right? This particular platform on YouTube. Subscription so is another form of unlocking revenues on YouTube, beyond the streams.
Video
there are two levels.
Omokaja say it's not available in your country.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not available in your country. You know, so on your and Facebook have started. Facebook has started in the sense that when you upload somebody's song, when you have a good publishing deal globally, you know, and the content ID is there, Facebook, Instagram, maybe even to WhatsApp, they'll block the content because you don't have the right to use the content. So, I mean, there are different ways of unlocking it.
So, Sally, you're moving on, really on live now virtual shows, they say you do alone. How are we supposed to position it in such a way that you're making revenue from such shows? Because, for example, you were awards on virtual.
Yeah.
How did it go? Did you make money from it?
In our case, you know, it was a brand nourishing plan. The plan was not to directly make money because a number of the elements in some bit of revenue was gone. You know, so I mean sponsorships in markets because the brands, you know, not almost movie within around this time, you know, you realize that a lot of the brands, you know, have adopted a more charity social impact than purely commercial. So we have most of the brands, you know, more foundation unit LED campaigns, you know, than the commercial unit because we are in you're in a new period where you've got to be sensitive to the times. So around the time, even when they have the budget, even they've taken their budget. I know some be a big brand, I know the first quarter and second quarter events and sponsorship budget has been taken out to give to Omo Foundation to be able to pursue some of these things because they are making donations to government and stuff like that. So element, you know, is gone, giving our distance to the situation. So yeah, you know, and sometimes there's something that I see to me understanding also in the market. It's not every move biana directly and immediately, you know, but there's something called brand building. You've got to build certain things of the brand that eventually are stronger. So in our case, we may have done that. So the point was not to continue to nourish the brand, break the brand, make sure say no end well. We've got other things say so we can put that on the back burner, pursue it, and begin to do newer things. And most importantly, you know, it was to test internally, you know, our resolve to be innovative and tenacious when problems come. And we use that reference to know. So you see where the challenges is, you see where you're referencing, so you can build towards the future. So there's a lot of positives to us. But for talent, for instance, particularly you are not doing it because essentially you've got to build a brand or you want to engage audience, right? Yeah, you know, we are coming from a brand management perspective. Understand? We know, say, at every point in time, organization now you are a brand, your product, you know, you've got to manage your following, fan base, you know, and it includes generating goodwill near the other. So you do some of these entertainment. So you are not really agile about, very distant about it. Obetima YouTube, you know, subscription. So when Shatawali and virtual concert say, no, he put out a notice to say on this particular day, Mayor ABCD subscribe YouTube references, so there'll be a notification, and then you can watch. Because when he's playing the songs and you are watching, you are streaming. So it adds up to a first of and some content, you know, over time, you know, when it's on that particular page, you know, can give you more, because the way YouTube and streaming platforms, you know, working is that it is not, and to say, where you just buy the album and then that's it. And then now you go and listen to the album, it's like a one-time fee that you pay. Then But YouTube and streaming, the way it works in over time. Tomorrow will be crown. If you have a strategy, you can instigate streamings in an old song. Around COVID-19 period, TikTok was used as a strategy by a lot of people to bring back a lot
one
of
of the
songs.
biggest,
downloaded TikTok videos. Something. Well, it's like a 3-year song, but the streams of the song had picked up because they actively engaged an agency to do it. See what's up? See me do decay and we create a new song. But yesterday they did something that was very brilliant. That I saw. Kofi. Okay. I actually had to share it on my page. So they did a video of Celestine. She was talking about her journey in the industry. And presenting the songs and everything. That's another way of instigating streams, because ordinarily in industry, we like newer things, refreshing things. So we are quick to, and it's also because particularly the media is responding to supply, demand from market. The demand for market is the market like fresher things, newer things, and particularly in the music space, unless you are positioned to be an old school station. And once in a while, they like nostalgia. Nostalgia is a good thing to tap into. But generally, they like fresher things. So in industry, you realize, we're constantly listening to the new song, 3-month period, drop it, jump on the other songs and everything. And when the song is not in your face, you could lose out on the stream. That's why every time we keep telling musicians, you have to take a conscious decision to activate the music and the brand within a particular market. So again, using him as an example, I'm recording you, I'm sure one of the things that have contributed to their success was that they actively activated it. They did a performance with the person they collaborated with, who was a major FSN, and it was a big church. But when they did, the video was uploaded.
Who was that?
What was that collab?
Job. Mokolelo Bebe.
A big art. And they did a church. I saw the live FSN within a particular church. It was big. So imagine an event or live or what we call experiential has a way of creating a different experience in the people's mind of the music. So what you be, and you wait, then you go to some events, and the whole event feeling, the way the lights, the stage, the performance, you wake up the next day and the song is playing in your mind, and you want to go and listen to it. That is it. So in other countries, a lot of people have seen the way some people see that event is one way for me to directly tap into and make money by all means. No, some people will use it as a way to drive, but it's a strategy.
Mel says what Celestine did is called presentational showreel.
Exactly. So solid thing that if I said solid thing our year just to play. So yesterday, Abigbelo has been one of my favorite songs. It's been a long time. Yes, it's been a while, and I'm Abigbelo, but it's been one of my favorite. One of my favorite gospel songs is Abigbelo and then Fatao. Nasise Fatao. I'm a Muslim, but I like. I'm a Muslim, but I work in the music industry, so I like to appreciate good music. I have a lot of other gospel songs. I mean, there's some songs from Joe Metal as well that I like as well. But Abigbelo has been one of mine. Oh, I mean, I like some of his.
Please don't say Bononi.
No. Okay. My everything. What's it called?
Yeah,
I like that song as well. So the point I'm saying is that after a while of not listening to Abigbelo, I watched the video presentation. And then I go back to go and listen to Abigbelo again. I actually left the thing on YouTube and on Facebook. And actually, I think it was Obi Nate that shared it, that I saw it. And I went to listen to. That's how come I found out that the guy was Celestine's birthday, in fact. So I checked this. I left Facebook and I call YouTube. Just listen to Abigbelo again. I've streamed. Beyond Abigbelo again, there's a song. Turning around. There's performance videos. But I realized, no, you didn't upload it on Moamo page, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Once they are content ID, the streams will come to you.
No, it's actually on our page.
On our page, and turning around, what made me fall in love with turning around is not like the video. It was the performance videos.
So, sorry, virtual concert.
So not to take you off. Back to the thing on how you. I mean, this is just a way of saying you can enhance some of these streams. Space. Yes, you have to work. The point is that Charlie, it's so Juma. Dropping
because offer artists be maybe young ones be creamy. Yes. Virtual concert. Can he make money from it?
It's likely. Say, we or her, like I said, and yeah, okay. There's a short-term strategy. Also a long-term strategy. You see, your short-term strategy could be that me way as a way of building a certain core friendship and establishing it. In the long term, then it can unlock something for me. So last year, can promise that he was a known in Juma Erasmus. He had asked me, he shared with me, said same question, and I said, "What do you have to lose? Try it. Do the event just like Charlie December." A lot of events, Afro Nation, this that. Did they play and Charlie I'm like, guy. I told him, look, if this is what you guys are thinking of or planning, do it. Differentiate. Come to this particular day. Look for this particular place. Go here. Do so. We shared ideas. And they did it. I went to the event. Can promise had some massive followership there. So it is also as a way of testing. I said, you're throwing your corn. Testing, say, this is my strength. Wow, I could do this. There's a story a Bulldog will share, or maybe Nabil will share on Rapaholic. Ashes Bekai. And Bulldog told me this, that at the first time when they went to meet Sarkodie was rising, and I was like a budding star. He was doing it. I mean, he was winning. I said, Obia, what's the true word for budding? Obia. Ofifi. Yeah. At the time, Ofifi. He's won a couple of awards. And Bulldog said to me, I'm call Sarkodie and told him, say, they want him to do a Rapaholic concert. I'm sure maybe Eugene would know the story. So besides me, are you sure? Also for days, he kept on asking and said, Charlie, I'm sure me feel way. But he did it. And he's done it again and again and again and again.
Several years.
So the point is that, again, in the music industry or kitchen, it provides us a BFNO, something that have always guided me. No guts, no glory. When the gut says you should do it, why do you have to lose? I mean, if you don't do it, you are losing anyway. Okay. So why don't you try it and test the market?
Mami Kadi, Christian upon or to US not to be a money. Or say you see the hypocrisy amongst us. Because Yabwaji is so real, man. Part is so right. Yate. Ashes. Yeah. Now, one they say say one way a bit media sika for artists has to be virtual concert. Now, yes, artist manager. Your artist for 1 year or 2 years, yet mean year shows as we used to a virtual concert. But shows soon I move book here. Manager soon film, right? They say we have virtual concert. How does the manager survive? I mean, just one of the lot.
Yeah, but then so when the artist in the contract now, so from that start of particular album, you intend to get money from whatever royalties that come from. For instance, CRBTs, all those
if
things.
If it's been established, our sign will slip sheet.
Whatever it is, also. But I sign a contract now. Now, if the artist is also smarter than you, the
no, but I'm sure say you best sign a contract before COVID. No, very few people.
And if you were there from the start, or like you I am there from the start. So whatever revenue comes now, I enjoy my percentage. What I say. But and another side, artists also you're kind enough. So when you say no, period there, that's fine. You know, and yet a brebian day, sometimes we look at the human face of certain things.
Yeah.
Now you're dividing and in this period, no, you never be bro as a musician, no, you can do. Nigerians are doing something right now. For the switch. Like
Nigeria, it's abroad. It's a live event. It's a live virtual platform.
But what I realize
is it's popular in Nigeria now.
Okay, fine. Say a SADC platform. But my also streaming on the sole platform. Yeah. So you pick another person's song. Let's say I watched Two-Face. He was doing a Tiwa Savage switch. Or to Tiwa. You know, ordinarily maybe I can Two-Face in Kwana and but the facts are all too big, they caught my attention with a live band.
How does that know to the benefit of?
That's what I'm saying, sir. The company.
Never say all two Tiwa.
Well, for all you know, maybe Tiwa will come. Also, on a day, but it gives an idea. So, who as an artist, can do your thing like that? Or just say this is friends, camera and the scene, and you see all the world, everybody is watching. Intimate me a fan. When me at camera, now maybe I'm a band 1 or 2 B, and I start doing something. Oh, you're being creative around this period. It will get people streaming just like Sideke can. On bet me the wechi. Maybe I will 2 hours. You man, I say will 2. The phone you try to get people on numbers because it's not making yes, it will take a very long time. Son, back together, son, and then I may share football. I'm training and training will be left, will be center. That's the kind of training that this mentality necessary. So you have to change your mind towards it.
This issue here, but say we need to begin to change our thinking.
That's what I mean. And then I make a So until you as an artist, one, drop your prices. Look at your marketing strategy.
On dropping the prices.
Yes. You see, I will charge now we're charging 100,000, 10,000 for a show. You can't charge 10,000.
But the show news be no
drop your prices, make it public. Try and be creative around how you handle your social media handles. Now put it out there and say, oh, if anybody wants me for a gig of 25 or for a gig of 15, I am available. You might never know. A company probably might be doing a small gathering, but they might need you. Because trust me, people are still gigging. Bands or people's private parties, private weddings, private funerals, and other things. Oh, but I say gathering this one. Into more cancer for artists in my view. But you as an artist, we better make creative around this time. Now watch what I say, yo, there's 1,000 cities going on. That's one fine way of creating your revenue. And as you do it,
drop your prices instead of being some small gigs.
Then you put it out there, you and your band rehearsing. Be creative. Say, yeah, you better me about 25 band party be saying, let the people see what you can do. And people will start calling. Because one creative idea now, nobody knows what's in your head. On one end, But what creative idea na say, me no meet me ban about some 25 and I say whatever president take a numbers no beat me about our party na mamo. Mo friend I ever can na ke say but say I drop your price you say. Go on make sure pay our transportation, give us something small. If you can do that and you get week in, week out, so you're fine as an artist. What I say? Another part and I make say teaching. A good source. People look up to a lot of these celebrities. Why don't you on your own platform start teaching people? Right?
Like master classes, be
something
trigmatic.
Pay for it.
Trigmatic ABB.
Pay and then let them revenue kakra more brand shops. Merchandising is very important at this time. Put out your outlet, let people buy. You can make some
and reduce the
prices. You can make some revenue out there, or you can do your own small fundraising. There's a lot of things that we are creative around it. Who bet me I benefit some streams. So that's the kind. You can pick your old song, revive it, get a few people to feature on it, and boom, nobody knows. It becomes a hit.
That is if you're not even actively a friend saying. I mean, there's a new insight that showed that. Spotify saw a spike in a certain age demographics. They were actually the insight suggested that those from the 34 to 40 demographics who were not known to be active FSA users of the platform have got on, and because they have the purchasing power, they actually were in terms of the subscriber base, that number had gone up than the younger demographics.
Because also Chesem said more streaming songs during the COVID period no. Assistant kakra.
Parents say no. So Spotify created a Spotify Kids. I'm not launching for Germany, but that's just I want us to get the basics. Then now we can go into the advanced conversation.
Do you know Google has officially said they are not reopening their offices to 2022?
People are working remotely.
And they're getting the results better than when the people are in the building.
But also Google are introducing BBT say Zoom no video
conference.
Yep.
Conference up to 100.
Google Zoom is different.
Zoom.
So what is trying to tell us? We are change like that for a very long time. One of the people
it's called the new normal.
One of the people I mentioned during holidays,
COVID period,
Cristiano Ronaldo, and he kept his followers very busy. And you look at his numbers, he has 48 million people in the day streaming.
On Instagram, I think he's about in terms of personalities, he's the one with the human with the highest following on Instagram. So that's what Anna Catcher will say. Sometimes, you build towards a goal, then you harness it.
Yeah.
But I know sometimes
time to get
it's time. So you see, he needs a certain level of thick skin and understanding. But until I say you don't understand, you can get frustrated along the way. But you need to build. I mean, somebody keeps asking me, you keep saying that you don't make money from particularly your 3 music hours for 3 years. Now, why do you keep doing it? I say, you see, you are thinking short term. I don't have a short term strategy. I'm thinking long term.
Long term.
All the things that we're building, it will accumulate. So long term, you could harness it.
And again to just because he just made a point that I we started Celestial Praise about 10 years ago. Yes. When we started, we've never break even rather. So but you see, opportunities are Steve Crown. Yes. And then for the past 3 years, every year Celestine Borgate will Abuja and Lagos. Yes. For the past 3 years, every year. We brought everyone Giro. For the past 2 years, we go to Kenya every November and now we are entering Tanzania and Uganda. And so immediately no unyesikano, but for a long term, if you have a long term plan.
Goodwill
say no. The projection is that musicians be here. Musician and Ghana the whole world. I mean, musician or more into the music industry. No, be here. So that is the projection.
Obviously, okay, one, yeah, and obviously also because the record label that's actually making a mess. Charlie, in other countries, they get advance fees. Obi that's within the advance fee. When you advance fee $10 million, or that's ODM. But obviously for everybody, even if you have 10 million cities and you're not earning more, and that can you're not earning back, obviously it will be a source of concern for you.
Okay, Kofi. One thing I'll see and notice is say, share how to maximize the revenue from streaming and the virtual concerts. We also have issue with data. Our Ghana.
Before we even go there, I mean, one more won't be to me a harness and benefits more your market very well online from the beginning. One who say, Nipano, what and Tiasia won't nim dear, would nim senior, obey me marketing online. That is when you can think if you are mono or more tessa marketing, digital marketing, as you know, some real metinade. But I don't know, a gospel artist, it's in EB investment bonity, or say, who hears or didn't you better iTunes, digital Ghana, Nipa send a computer. And Nipa be said, we're rule out. Wow. Also, on any chain and obey this one fast.
No, be our crowd, no, Diano, or establish model like that's age, Mamano. Of course, Cantamanto model is out now. It's gone.
When you say you were one artist be, oh, we are say, we're very big power, but when you're social media, Lewin. The original Lewin.
Oh, original Lewin.
Also, he doesn't like social media. He doesn't do social media.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. But he's on YouTube.
Yes.
But he's on YouTube. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That maybe or no social media as a way of harnessing a fan base and making a friends and film on pay. But the YouTube, his content is on YouTube. Yeah. But it's all about himself. It's a record label. The record label is giving you advance. It's that time, The record label, there's the Chroma say publishing.
He owns a record label and a record label owns him.
No, but all the record label system is different. All the record label system is different. Me, Sadiq, bet me who three music. I independent imprint. But maybe back here the 3 music, is an imprint under the Spite Media Group. But I'm independent. I'm Irani. So again, for example, it's more popular advertising. I say, make up of free first. Me old school meet Capito. See me reduce. So I'm very conscious.
But we know it's a serial thing. So gradually we push you more.
Marketing. Oba hase ya. Oba Chroma say advertising.
For today now we move on to royalties.
Advertising agencies, for instance, Obeti Dentu Ages, Omo Ghana, Obeti PhD or OMD, Omo Ghana, but they belong. It's an independent Ghanaian company, but that belongs to a global network. So the mega labels in the world, four. About Sony, about Universal, about the Akano. Yeah, that's it. But under Sony, where would you place Def Jam? It's on there under baby. Why would you play Motown Records? Why would you play Uptown Records? Why would you play place all these events? So the point again is that any offense option. The record label will ensure say
Okay, bravo.
The product
the crack say
right now we're able to deal with a virtual concert and the streaming.
That's right.
So we move on to
sales.
Yeah. The crack say and right listen a video back belongs to you. It's a very nice song. I bet you my praises. And Chibia was okay, and then Miriam the Bemamo. And now, make sure be a grants artist manager, artists be a begin to take digital business serious because that is where we are now. But not we are heading to. We are there already.
Ashes.
Let me say, sir, Celestine Agbegbolo, I'll say to his husband, I am my favorite. I play it almost every night before I sleep.
Thank you, sir.
Almost every night. And then also Melkwesi Davis also here. And then
Mama industry I feel do as Ofi industry Mama I feel do yes
your final rating go
me final make say okay so there's a new platform so Ayeroli Music Time together with MTN Ayeroli
then
and say another platform say they boom play by another one
okay so another streaming platform
but most importantly there's something that we're working on now we're hoping say we'll get and don't want the musicians on as a way of driving their goodwill. Okay. You'll be a friend of Mask for All.
Let's talk about it in our next
afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, let's start with the next
okay, because of the group support from Despite.
Good.
That's all I'm
I would say wasi bebre entertainment GH na muti. Midin di Ola Michael na Jumadi ahane ya dibesi ne ya for news no fast. Omo amobo am there discussion. Him say sad discussion there. Enyo obi a ne pe esomo ye den ayebeye. We have to build because COVID now made the opportunity to rethink and rebuild. And I'm sure so more industry players and up and come musicians, you appreciate the discussion also. It's in series. You better also near to us or copy say you been your baby and Puma Sibra. Yeah, Sadiq.
Chami schoolmate Capito Mami.
Capito.
Meaning na Facebook, right? On pe class ko. Na me is used to them. Capito no on pe class back.
Capito on pe class ko. We say the mas nyame atma fia da botene be hia. Yeah, the mas baby want and kabi man na ahane